When I first started recruiting him when I was at BC, gosh, I guess, I don't even know, that's 5, 6 years ago or something now, he was adamant that he was going to play Division I basketball, you know, and I was like, well, look, you know, are you willing to play a lower level of baseball?
People said, look, you're not going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve if you don't pick one. And I remember getting letters for baseball ever since I was like beginning my freshman year in high school, and everyone kind of thought that was the avenue I'd go. I pitched, I played the field, I played a lot more baseball than I did basketball.
I made him a fairly decent scholarship offer, you know. If I remember right, I think it was probably in the neighborhood of like 60, 65% or something, which in baseball is a fairly decent scholarship. I mean, that's a pretty big scholarship.
I called him and I said, look, I really appreciate it, and you'll be the first person I call and come back to because I had a great relationship with him. But I'm going to try to see what I can do with basketball first. Still got a little time left to give a run at it, and that's what I want to do. I wanted to defying the odds to the people saying, well, basketball's not going to be there, you're just a great high school basketball player. Defying those odds is something that I really looked to do, and I knew I didn't really have to make a decision on college until junior, senior year, so I was going to try to make that fantasy that people thought turned into reality.
I did not get to see him play till late July in Orlando in the National AAU event, and after watching a half, just flat out loved him and got the word back that we're offering him a scholarship and we want him.
All of a sudden, other college coaches were like, well, why is Notre Dame there? Maybe we should stop and look at it. I started putting up some numbers, and all of a sudden it was a frenzy. It was a week that I'll never forget.
I remember my first conversation with his father, asking, Coach, you know, as you know, Pat's a pitcher, and he's really interested in pursuing that as well as basketball. Can that be worked out at Notre Dame? And I said, absolutely.
Mike called me and was like, hey, you know, I heard that you were recruiting him for baseball a little bit and this and that. And I said, yeah, I was.
Mick was thoroughly excited because he said, Coach, you need to know this guy. And he knew him coming from Boston College. He knew him. He said, he's really a great baseball prospect, like a surefire major league prospect. And I was like, wow, I knew he was good. I didn't know he was a surefire guy.
And I got Pat's voicemail, and I said, you know, I think the message was something along the lines was, hey, Pat, this is Coach Aoki. I'm over at Notre Dame now, and I guess you were right. I guess you can play Division I hoops at a pretty high level.
It was really funny because he was like, you were right. You showed that you could get Division I college basketball interest. Now it's time to just work it out and see if we can get you to do both.
I think what helped us was my initial response to his father saying, don't worry, we'll work it out with both sports. Love to do it. And some other basketball programs may, well, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I thought it was important the first time that question was asked to answer it very confidently that he will do both and we'll work it out.
It's a testament to, you know, Coach Bray's interest in wanting our student athletes to sort of be all they can be.
I mean, that was one of the main reasons I picked Notre Dame. Obviously, it's a great institution overall, but out of all the college recruiting that I went through, there were a ton of schools that were going to let me play both. Every school I looked at was going to let me play both, but there weren't many schools that wanted me to play both.
I'm still thoroughly amazed to this day. For 3 years, as soon as basketball ends, 3 days later, he joins the baseball team and he's out there throwing. I mean, that is evidence of a great athlete.